Don't start crying. It does not look
Okay.
good. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't mind it. My stomach makes noises. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Factual Fridays. Today we got a good one with all of these drones in the sky, sightings of all this stuff. We figured we'd go and do some good old investigating into what's really going on.
We can share some stories.
Yes.
I have a ticker that says if anybody else has seen some strange stuff, and
Send them.
They can tell us, or if they got video, they can send it.
We have an email. If you send it there, I will get the emails and I will advance on with it.
If it's not a good email, we will send it back. No. But
just like that.
Otherwise, we're going to do channel review because this guy is very comprehensive.
He's very good. If you have never seen his work, he's really good.
Check him out and go and subscribe.
I'm not even subscribed.
Oh, not good. There.
Yeah, it never happened.
The latest one is this one. We'll watch that in a little bit. But
Okay.
I wanted you to start off with the two that got me started with this channel. It would be this one, and then like these right here. I think mostly that one, and that talks about like the Peruvian Pilots and the Las Vegas incident.
All right, so pick one.
And then we've got all of these, like the latest. I mean, he's been like on top of it with the drone footage. So.
On what they could be, possibilities, it's good.
Okay. Here we
That
go.
one first.
And then I'll take him.
Y'all, the Mexican government just dropped a bombshell revealing alien bodies live. These are the remains of 1,000-year-old pilots. According to the Mexican government, it is having a live congressional hearings on UFO UAPs at this moment.
Yeah, that was good.
En naves que son estrellamientos, sino son seres que estaban sepultados en minas de diatomea, tierra de diatomea. La diatomea es una alga fosilizada con 17 millones.
This is an unprecedented and unexpected reveal by the Mexican government in their UAP congressional meeting today. I'm still blown away. They are over it. They are saying that we are taking too long. We need to start joining the other planets or we're going to be left behind. This is the word from the Mexican government live. I mean, look at this little dude. He genuinely looks like E.T. This is crazy and phenomenal.
En julio de 2017, antes de que presentáramos junto con Jaime Maussan y Gaia Televisión.
Again, this is a bombshell revelation. The Mexican government is saying that we are not alone. We have not been alone. They are advanced. They have technologies beyond knowledge, and that it is something that we can learn from, and that our children, our future generations, can be traveling the stars. What I find more mind-blowing is that it's almost impossible for me to find this information and find these live streams.
Yes, and Nefer and I, Dr. Vaughn here, we've had a lot of discussions about this type of a situation, and there are, in my terms, there are several different kinds of aliens and what they are, where they came from, their stories. There's so much. So to really get into it, like these ones here, the smaller ones are what we would call a pilot.
Yeah.
And they're usually the ones that drive the ship, because if you look at the way the ships are designed, it's like for a smaller person.
Even the guy that used to work at Area 51, he used to call them the children or the kids because they were quite small. They're like a variety of gray. And then the next size up is like about my size or maybe even a little bit smaller. And they seem to be like the reconnaissance. They're the ones that like quote unquote abduct people and everything.
Yeah.
No, the ones
Smack their heads on the roof.
the ones that do the actual heavy lifting and everything, they're like a mantis, but they're all kind of like in the same subspecies and they're all kind of like grouped together. No, it's interesting because they've done, I mean, this was like a year ago, maybe even a little bit more than a year ago.
2023. It was September of 2023.
Yeah, so they've done test after test after test on these things, and it's not fake. If they're saying that those are legitimately real, and the tissue
and they're not from this.
here.
They're not from this planet. Yes, I mean, it's flat out been, and it's like a lot of people have known for quite a while that there are, and I mean, that's what gets me is our government has flat out admitted that it's been lying to us on several occasions. And there's still these people that want to trust the government, believe them. Our government has gotten too big.
Yeah, and they're not looking out for the people.
No, not anymore.
And it's like, in our culture, you know, they would be probably considered the angels. They say that we're the chosen ones, and I think that the government doesn't like that. They want to know the secrets and stuff.
Yes.
So in years past, they would have come to the shepherds, they would have come to the poor folk, they would have come to the true believers and told them these secrets and entrusted them with things. And now the government has stepped in the way, and so it's made it very difficult.
Yes, it really has.
It's like I have my own experiences with what I call an attendant, that just kind of like watches over the family and,
yes.
and imparts some information and some secrets and just kind of generally watches over everything. But they do it so secretively.
Yeah.
You know, it's like done through dreams and visions and astral projections and things like that. Because I think that the government like would literally shoot them out of the sky or come and take them for testing and everything.
For sure. I mean, there was just a crash site recently that they admitted, and some of the whistleblowers that have come out, they've said too that there were human biologics that were removed from the crash site. Even
just a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, there's one in, where was it? Texas? Well, it's buried.
Yeah, Aurora, Texas.
Aurora. God, nice. Smack the computer. But yeah, Aurora, Texas. And literally, they have one buried. Yeah, I am. They have one buried in one of the cemeteries. Nobody's dug it up and nobody's tried.
No, they did try. Then the day that they were going to do it, they found that the grave had been tampered with, and I don't know if the government got to it first.
Yeah.
But, they had done a scan, and it was a completely metal box that was buried there, so they couldn't do a really good scan. So then they're like, okay, well, we're just going to exhume the body, because this was like from the 1800s.
Yes.
And then they found like 3 tiny holes in the grave, and the box was gone.
See?
So either the aliens came back to claim it themselves, or the government got to it first.
My bet's on the government.
Yeah.
Because they want to know everything right away.
Yeah, back in the day, it was a symbiotic relationship. You know, so
yeah.
They would have been called what people call angels or spirits or
and
guardians, watchers.
That's another thing that I was going to get at too. Is it's like all of these. There's so many terms that you can go into for this, because there's like. The angels are a type of alien, in my opinion. The way that it goes. But there's also things like demons, and ghosts and stuff that's on a different realm spectrum.
Yeah, that's like more of an earthly thing. And demons could go both ways, I suppose. That could be it could be what they consider to be aliens, or it could be something of a different source. Yeah, for sure. The most interesting thing is they talk about like the 200 fallen angels from the Bible.
Yes.
And you had, those would be what you would call like demons now.
Yeah.
And so a lot of Christians will see these and say, well, that's what that is. But they have to remember that the same species, there was a big chunk of the same species that stayed with God and worked with God and behalf of humanity.
Exactly.
So they would look the same. It would be the same thing. It would be the Greys. It would be aliens, and so not all of them are going to be demonic in nature. Not all of them are going to be bad. I do find the ones that bring you to self-power and all of that. Those are obviously leading you in the wrong direction.
Of course,
technology-driven ones are leading you in the wrong direction. The other ones that kind of put you back in touch with nature and bring you to a higher purpose, like God, obviously they're the ones that are like the good angels.
Yes.
Interesting things.
Oh yeah, and trust me, we could go on and on about this type of thing.
For sure.
It aired live on Mexican television. And after I was looking all over YouTube, I've been looking all over the internet, I couldn't find it. I had to look through news articles. And one news article that was covering it had a link that led me, it was actually blocked here, to a YouTuber, unidentified S4. So I thank them because they even had a little translation pop up. I'm going to have a link to their video in their channel in the description. And this is from their channel. As you can see, this is the congressional hearing that's happening in Mexico. And he also added a little translator on the side. It's not 100% accurate, but it gets the point across. I will be watching this whole thing. The whole thing is 4 hours. So I'm going to be watching it, analyzing it, and I'll translate it myself. I speak Spanish, so I should be able to get exactly what they're saying and get it right to you guys as soon as I can. I'm still blown away. Have a listen. Check out what's going on. This is freaking live. I can't get over it.
Por investigadores, periodistas, como por científicos, que hoy aquí van a dar a conocer algunas de sus extraordinarias conclusiones.
I found the official link from the Mexican government after recording the video, so I will have that posted in the description below if you want to watch it full with no edits or anything around the screen.
Esos cuerpos que de acuerdo a los científicos que van a declararlo aquí, son seres no humanos, que no son parte de nuestra evolución terrestre y que después de desaparecer no hay una evolución posterior. As you can see, the Mexican government is not holding anything back. They're even talking about how the Pentagon refuses to release this information, but they're telling the world, no, the governments do know this is a real thing. It has been covered up, and it is time that it comes to light, and it is time that we evolve. En naves que son estrellamientos, sino son seres que estaban sepultados en minas de diatomea, tierra de diatomea. La diatomea es una alga fosilizada con 17 millones de antigüedad, es fitoplancton que abundaba.
Y'all, this is disclosure. There is non-human intelligence, and it is extraterrestrial. They're even releasing never-before-seen UFO and UAP footage. Like, look, this looks like pure energy. This is an amazing day for UFOologists.
Fenómenos en México, un telescopio donde se puede ver su núcleo y la energía que produce en su derredor. El servicio, perdón, resulta trascendental reconocer estos fenómenos en México, un telescopio donde se puede ver su núcleo y la energía que produce en su derredor. El servicio.
Not surprisingly, all of this has connections to the UFO sightings in Peru. The alien bodies that we're seeing were actually recovered in a mine in Peru. They were found in 2017 between Palpa and Nazca. They are not a part of our evolutionary line, and they've been carbon dated to about 1,000 years old. The Mexican government says they are not mummies, the bodies are fully intact, and they have been thoroughly researched. The expansive research done by the government on the alien bodies included X-rays, digital tomography, carbon-14, forensic analysis.
And even since this has been done, they've invited multiple countries, multiple specialists, multiple experts to come and do their tests, and it just keeps coming back as being a pure biologic that's not from here. Or if it was from here, it's an undocumented species. But the carbon in the bones is considerably different and like suited for more of extraterrestrial nature.
Biological analysis, genetic analysis, biological computer analysis, analysis of metallic implants, spectrometry, histology, physical analysis, and more. With some very interesting organizations involved in the research, including Abraxas, Latin University, and Harrisburg University. And the Mexican government is saying that when they say fully intact, these bodies, they mean fully intact. The bodies are fully preserved, including all internal organs and all DNA that they have put through extreme analysis. They have literally all the information. We know what these extraterrestrials are made of. I wonder if we're in communication with them as well. Again, I'm still watching this unfold in real time as you guys are. So I'm receiving this information just as you guys are. I'm literally blown away. I didn't think I was going to make it like 12:42 and I'm making a video because I can't believe this happened. Look at this, guys. We have undeniable proof. The Mexican government is coming clean and giving us everything. They're even talking about the ships that we have, the backwards engineering, how we're supposed to be using the technology, how we should be moving forward and evolving so that we can mingle with these races and travel across the stars. So much just came out.
Mhm.
And while I'm excited for this news and all the updates it's going to bring, I mean, we can finally learn about these things in a way never thought of before. I am concerned that there may be a disinformation campaign coming up because, look, people have to share this from their TVs. Like, I'm seeing recordings from other people's TVs because, for whatever reason, it is so hard to find. I even typed in Mexico, UAP hearing, Congress, government, like any combination you can think of, and it wasn't directly popping up on YouTube, almost like it was like a shadow ban of sorts. Again, I had to go through news, like just Google, like look for news articles and find the news article that had a link to something that I could watch and gain information from.
One of the things that made me so mad is like these things became a meme. Like they kept making like making jokes of them, and it's like that is a body.
It's a body.
I mean, even if it was not a quote unquote alien as they speak, okay, with some other species, a pygmy or something.
Yeah,
that's a body. They're making fun of it, and
exactly.
It's like there's no respect.
No, there isn't. I mean, if it was a human, that would be a whole different story.
Right. It's like they bitch about taking the mummies on tour and having people see them, but this is like the same thing, and they became a meme. You know, it was like they were talking about there was like one from Wendy's, and it's like, oh, that one hamburger patty that was back in the back of the freezer and stuff like that. I'm like, that's so disrespectful. Yeah. And it's like, this is exactly why the extraterrestrials don't really want to interact with a bunch of mainstream people.
It is, for sure.
Another interesting thing is like they've been fighting so hard against disclosure for so long because they think that the world at large would not be able to handle it because it's at odds with religion.
Yes.
But it isn't.
No, it goes right along, especially with the mainstream Christianity.
Right. But they wouldn't want to admit that. But, you know, it's like if you think about Jesus's conception, it was like it was a virgin birth. It was like probably in vitro fertilization, you know, of a woman that, you know, and the light beings that came to speak, you know, the angels that came to speak. Yep. I mean, and then the Hindus, I mean, all of the main religions.
The Brahmanas.
Yeah. They all, like, those great floating cities in the sky. You know, even heaven is being described as a great city in the sky. You know, Jesus's people came down to earth. You know, it was like.
And then we got the proof too that there used to be giants here on Earth.
Right. I mean,
they got the skeletons. I mean, these freaking heads would be like this to me.
Yeah, right out here in Lovelock, Nevada, like the Paiute Mountain Range and everything. They had stories of Native Americans chasing these cannibalistic red-headed giants into a cave and killing them. Well, then they went and found legitimate skulls there that are on display in the Smithsonian Institute, as well as local museums. And like seriously, the mandible, the lower jaw is like that big and so dense. Yeah, you know, I mean, just freaking huge. And they said that they were about, 8
feet tall.
9 feet, some of them.
Yeah, 8 to 10 feet tall is on average.
Yeah, and it's like that's crazy, and that's like proven, you know. But you don't hear about that.
No.
In the Grand Canyon, they found artifacts that were of Egyptian nature and Hindu nature, and from all over the world, golden artifacts that were stuck up in a cave that hadn't been touched for like 1,000 years.
I mean, if you think about it, if you think about the aliens and their ships and what they could do, I mean, that makes perfect sense now about why you're finding artifacts there or whatever.
It's traveled. In Peru, you know, those elongated skulls, like where these things come from, those elongated skulls that they have down there in Peru. They did DNA analysis and found that the blood was like close to being Irish. from 2,000-3,000 years ago.
Yes.
How the hell did that happen if there was no interstellar travel, or or not necessarily interstellar, but like widespread travel? Like, how did somebody from Ireland get all the way down to South America to intermingle the genes and everything? But I don't think that there's a difference, really. I mean, the more that I read about religions, the more that I see that it's the same thing.
Exactly,
So
it is.
I just can't see that it would cause that much of a panic or a disruption in religion and everything.
Well, for the way that people are right now being sheep, yes, it would cause panic.
But only for a little while.
Because, I mean, especially with the movies that we have. Oh my goodness, they're going to come and they're going to kill us. They're going to, do this. They're going to, abduct us. And
I think one of the greatest assets to this is Steven Spielberg, because he's created so many movies that try to paint that picture and put it in your mind of what to expect.
Yes.
All the way back to Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yes. And if you want more proof, just look at the stealth bombers. Look at what other ones are there? The way the Raptors fly.
Right.
The what do you call them? Planes or whatever. Any of those. I mean, it's because the
they look
government
super alien. They do.
Had alien technology. They what's it called? Reverse engineered it.
Yeah, reverse, yes.
And then brought it back out because they found out it was a really good idea.
Arguably, the stealth I've seen could have been made from the body type of a falcon, the way that falcons are shaped and everything. But then, you look at the way that they make the angles and everything with the windows, with the way that they're all set in, it just looks like it's extraterrestrial.
Well, I was gonna say it looks like every ship.
It
looks like every ship that is seen out there.
Yeah, and we even started to have disc-shaped things now.
Yes.
But yeah, that getting back to that though, it was the main thing that they're concerned with is that there will be mass confusion and mass hysteria. I think what it comes down to is no, the government won't have control of people anymore.
Yes, that's what it would be.
It's not so much a fear of religion being upturned and everything, as they say. It's because the government is going to lose all credibility, and they realize that there's something bigger and more worthy of listening to than them.
Well, of course, because what really will happen is that the government will lose control because people will see that the government's been snowing them, and that the religion as they know it is different but better.
I mean, like we talked about the government being caught in lies so many times. There's at least two main things that I can remember, and that's Area 51.
Yep.
When my grandparents bought their property out there by Groom Lake, at the time, they said that there was no such thing as Area 51.
Yeah, they did.
And we would go out there, and like I said, my grandfather would call me up, and he'd say, hey, those orange lights are back. We'd see the government military vehicles driving through the area. No, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. And then one day, there's Area 51. There always has been.
Yeah.
We've been studying stuff since 1947 or something.
Yeah, way back.
And then, no, we're not tracking UFOs. We're not tracking. We don't. There's nothing there. And then we find that they have been all along. That's two lies.
Yes.
Regarding the same thing. So why in the hell should anybody believe them on anything that they have to say?
Exactly. I mean, all this new stuff about, we've got all this information on UFOs, on
UAPs now.
UAPs.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Yes.
That way it can cover the jellyfish things and all that too.
I mean, they've tried to hush so many pilots. There have been so many pilots out there in the military that have seen so much stuff. Right. And I mean, these things can maneuver better. They can fly better in every way.
Yeah, they have the one that's called Too Fast.
Yeah.
And it goes in this gyroscopic motion, and it's if any human was in that, they'd be dead.
Oh yeah,
the speed that it was going.
Yeah.
And yet we're witnessing it, and it's right straight from one of their pilots.
Yes.
And just a couple weeks ago, there in Oregon, there was some commercial airline pilots that actually had to divert their path because their collision thing went off.
Yeah.
Said you're gonna get in. It's a collision warning, and it was going off, and there was like these red lights. They were zipping in toward them, and then going and zipping all the way back out to the ocean and coming back within like 20 miles
Yes.
of them and everything. Red lights, they said, and the experts come on and say, well, it was just flares from Starlink. And so it's like, how insulting can you be to these pilots that have been doing this for 20, 30, 40 years and know what the hell that they've seen in the skies, and that, no, it's just flares from Starlink.
Exactly.
It's like, well, if Starlink is that low, there's a big problem.
Yeah, it seems that Starlink has a lot of issues.
Yeah, right. And Musk,
but yet Musk hasn't come out and said anything about it.
So, yeah. Go ahead, you can continue.
Perdón. En principio los invito a no confiar del todo en lo que yo diga. Vamos a los hechos y a las evidencias. Es lo que importa. Lo importante es lo que podemos demostrar. Mi investigación periodística, la número 5, mi investigación periodística se basa en estudios académicos y científicos realizados en varios países y con el respaldo de algunos de los más prestigiosos laboratorios del mundo. Se han practicado análisis de biólogos, peritos forenses y criminalísticos, genetistas, biofísicos, radiólogos, microcirujanos y hasta ingenieros metalúrgicos. Ustedes dirán, ¿por qué ingenieros metalúrgicos según los cuerpos? Ahora lo van a saber. Se trata de un
Y'all, now we just really need to stay vigilant because the cat is out of the bag and things are going to be moving very, very fast from here. I wonder how the United States is going to respond to Mexico breaking the news first.
Que nunca se han visto, y la información genética ya ha sido subida a Internet, a un repositorio científico, y las personas con capacidad de poder analizar esa información la pueden ver de manera libre. Pueden confirmar o no lo que decimos aquí. En julio de 2017, antes de que presentáramos junto con Jaime Maussan y Gaia Televisión.
Yo, I still can't believe this happened. I'm going to go comb through the live stream, get information, translate the important parts, and try to get you guys an update tomorrow. It's 1 o'clock now, but I'm gonna see what I can do because I'm awake. I'm blown. I can't. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm freaking out right now. Y'all are freaking awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Smash like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Wow.
All right.
All right, now to the Las Vegas one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys remember the events that happened in Las Vegas where a family was like, it came out and it was a whole big thing. And they
Happy
talked
holidays.
about it.
I'm a little
No.
break, so here's an awesome
No, I don't want that one yet. Okay. I need to go here. Let's see. Videos. This was how many months back?
I think this was in March of last year, because it was the year of his initiation. So I think it was in like March of last year. Look, if you just go to the videos, like I had on his main page, it show you this right there.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm in the. See, it's all in order.
Wait, are you in? No. We went to the videos. Oops.
There we are. 1 year ago. Anything to say before we?
No, there's stuff to say after it.
All right. Just watch this and enjoy.
The most compelling and credible UFO landing of our history has now been fully analyzed, and I can show you the extraterrestrial entities, as well as a chilling update. Let's start with the report.
Body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
there's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
You can actually hear part of this phone call in the actual alien footage.
Their backyard.
No, I'm still nervous right now.
The 8 News Now investigators obtaining another officer's video as he's sent to the Northwest Valley home.
I have butterflies, bro. I haven't saw a shooting star. Then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
By now, it's more than an hour after that bright light. Officers meeting up with the caller and his family.
What'd you see?
You can actually still tell how nervous the family is.
Creature?
Yeah, like a long texting Tom.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard? Or
they see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big something with light.
What I saw right now, I do believe in it.
Police walk into the backyard to investigate, but Metro blacked out that part of the video because it's considered private property.
And just how convenient is that? Thank God we got the actual footage.
Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky?
Asking others what they saw.
I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said that.
Okay.
Yeah, they never do that. They never black that stuff out.
No.
That's total crap. And I read a bunch of things from other cops and stuff that were saying that they never do that. So, before I forget, I know I'll probably remember, but they did a follow up with this family because they disappeared for like 2 or 3
that's the last I
months
knew.
afterwards. I think that they resurfaced. Well, when they did an interview again, it was really weird because this kid was saying some really bizarre things, and it just seemed like they were trying to just make it sound like he was not credible, okay? He was saying, he's like, yeah, I seen like there was a Bible, and it was the family Bible, and it floated like 3 feet off the ground, and it went to some pages, and then it just like dropped when we went near it, and there was like a cross that went and got like thrown upside down, and it was like this demonic weird stuff that was happening, and it was like, I feel that the government got involved and said, you better say these things so that you sound like a crazy person. Because even when he was saying it, it's just kind of like, yeah, this has been happening. That, But when you talk to him here, they're like shit scared. There's
they are.
Legitimate like fear behind it. But then when he's talking about this other stuff, it just sounds so made up. And I think it was just a discrediting campaign.
Probably. I mean, I would not doubt that with our government, what they will go through to hide certain things.
I just found it interesting that his name was Angel.
Yeah, for sure. Going slow.
Is this available? No.
Fine.
But they investigated.
Now, this is the actual footage that was up in the yard. I'm going to let you guys watch the beings.
See the gun.
No.
Are we getting taken down or what?
No, better not be.
Notice how
let it catch up. Just touch it once and then trust it. It also started highlighting a bunch of weird shit. See how it's highlighted?
Yeah, it won't go away.
he has a gun in his hand, ready to shoot. That is how scared they are.
Carlos, dale la meca, si le va eso. Kylo, Cherro, que chili. Kylo, Cherro. Kylo. Uy, chetan. Chili cow. Chili cow.
He literally just said, oh my God, it has giant eyes and a big mouth.
What the hell?
Kai, firmizar, porque que
Diles, eso es lo mismo, teniendo para acá.
Kai.
Ande el camión, no concha, diga, ande el camión. El segundo, de izquierda para acá, de cables.
Kai, chero, chidika, la del.
Concha, costelo, concha, chisitilo.
Kai, forklift o camión.
It's being really laggy.
Castelo, pegachari, palalo, que te quedó con la. Palalo, diles, dile que a casa de un brindis. Bien luchado, o sea, pegachari, costelo. Vaya, me dígale completico.
If you pay close attention, you can actually see the beings in the tractor blinking and looking at the family. I'll actually highlight it in the processed video. Now, this is the best that I could do with the video
Oh my god.
I received.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Ande el camión, no concha, diga, ande el camión. El segundo, de izquierda para acá, de cables.
Kai, chero, chidika, la del.
Concha, costelo, concha, chisitilo.
Kai, forklift o camión.
Castelo, pegachari, palalo, que te quedó con la. Palalo, diles, dile que a casa de un brindis. Bien luchado, o sea, pegachari, costelo.
Okay, so this is fully on our end. I don't know what is going on with this. I don't know why it's doing that. I have my suspicions, but I don't want to say it. So it's like completely buffer. There's no reason for that.
No, there isn't.
It's like we don't have anything else open. Make sure StreamYard's running okay over here. Move your head around for me. Yep, you're looking good. So what the hell? It's like it highlighted a bunch of weird things.
It did.
They want to say it's
aliens, but it's Giorgio.
Giorgio.
What?
Muy pelón, sí, pelón, varón, pelón. Hincharon los dos, dijeron de Concha, que la de que chujaba.
As you can see here, I circled one of the creatures. The other one is standing right behind him. Don't worry, I've also enhanced some images from these stills so that you can get a better look at what we're seeing here.
Hold on. I'm going to try something.
Everything is slow right now.
Pelón, varón, pelón. Hincharon los dos, dijeron de
It's still doing it.
Concha, que la de que chujaba.
As you can see here, I circled one of the creatures. The other one is standing right behind him. Don't worry, I've also enhanced some images from these stills so that you can get a better look at what we're seeing.
Alright, so while it's doing whatever it's doing, we'll just talk about it, I guess.
Why don't you just skip this one?
Yeah, I wasn't actually able to really see these creatures as well as they're saying, but
I could in some spots.
What's interesting is like you'll see those little blank spots in the camera, like they're like blurry. It's like I get that on our cameras as well when something's moving really fast or the lighting is all off, so it's almost like it's a camouflaging thing.
For sure.
So yeah, I don't know. Go check this video out if you can on your own because it's a really, really good one. That one and the follow-ups. But we'll just move on to the more recent things, I guess. Because for some reason, whatever it is doesn't want us to see this right now.
Yep. Go check it out for yourself. And this guy's really good with his work.
Yeah, he has a lot of follow-up videos for that one. Really stellar. So let's just now go to his videos and check out his most recent. Because I haven't even seen the most recent one. The Christmas UFOs.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's hope it actually cooperates.
It was before.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate, I hope you have a joyful Yuletide. As it turns out, there's been no shortage of sightings for the holidays. Starting with the submission by Coach Life showing 4 orbs and a drone over New Jersey.
That's what I was supposed to do.
No, I
All right, the one right there is the obvious. It's either a drone or a plane that's flying above them. But those 4 dots right there, it's flying over. Those things have not moved. Holy cow.
Those orbs not enough to fill your stocking stuffers? That's okay. We've got another submission by Who Ghost There. And it showcases these strange orbs in Michigan. Check it out.
These are all. Okay, people have been showing the same thing on this over and over again, and it's really fascinating to me. It's the same pattern of the way that they go.
Yeah. Originally, when people were seeing the drones, they did look like drones. They looked like kind of like our drones that we have here, but they were flying, like some of them were flying above the cloud line, and some of them were changing shape. Like they'd start off looking one way and then they would end up looking another way. It was just kind of like a thinly veiled way to kind of make it look like it was our own thing.
Yes.
And now we have this solid orb shape, just the solid orbs. It's like they don't even care anymore. There's like the solid balls in the sky, you know? So, really, really interesting. But I mean, like, the ones above the cloud line were really getting me because it's like the drones don't go that high, and they're there for hours and hours, and they didn't have thermal. They weren't hot.
Yeah, and there was one video that I hope we could find to his, and it shows from a plane.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, somebody's videotaping from a plane.
Like they see it above the cloud line.
Exactly.
That's what gets me. It's like that just doesn't happen. You can't do that. You know, there's no way to go above the cloud line. How else would they get it if it wasn't from the plane?
I don't know. I just thought you were saying that there was some above the cloud line, and I was just saying that
you couldn't
the
see
video.
it from down here if it was.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Still think Santa's just giving out coal? Okay, that's okay. There's more. Let's head back to New Jersey. Tom's River this time. Check out these lights in the skies.
Yeah.
It is almost like
it's the same, right? I mean, like, that's what film the same at time and time again.
And this is like over the city.
It is.
Where you can't usually see it. It's too bright.
Yeah, as we were just saying, this is over the city, where you normally cannot see these things because it's so bright out in general.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I haven't really heard too many rural people saying much about it. Like, I could see them from here, but they're not here. They're like on the line over there, like near Bakersfield.
Yeah, well, that's because I do believe that they're trying to just like look at more people. They're trying to look at more people. Well, like the rural area has less people.
In general, when you have the encounters,
they're in rural areas.
Yeah, like the desert or Alaska.
Yes.
You know, but it's always been drilled into my head to stay out of the city.
Yep.
And they even have some video of these things dropping some sort of a mist or a powder all over everything.
Kind of like what was spotted for the bubonic plague.
The Black Plague.
Yeah.
The bubonic plague, I think, was spread by rats. But
yeah,
the Black Plague, they said that they had legitimate cloaked entities with the scythe, and they would make the scythe motion, and from the scythe was coming this strange fog. And this, of course, was 100 years ago, 200 years ago, whenever that happened. So it was like they had their own way of like looking at it, but that's like literally where we get the classic vision of how death looks, like with the cloaked hood and the reaper,
Yeah.
So they said that when they were making this scythe motion, mist was coming out and people got really sick. Also, there was an incident called the Miracle of Fatima, where they said the sun danced around in the sky for hours. Well, previously there was the Virgin Mary supposedly that appeared to these shepherd children, and she says, we are really disappointed in the way that humans have been behaving. And so they say as the sun was dancing around, there was like a dust that was being sprinkled down from it, and people died and got really sick from that afterwards.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's crazy.
Same story, different version.
Yeah, it is.
All of them are true.
Very much.
Very strange that the orbs are popping up more and more frequently. And the fact that all of this is happening Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, like, this is wild. And it gets stranger with this sighting of, well, I'll just say a fleet, because there's a lot of orbs from the Bronx.
What the and we are back. Drone in the air and mother orbs in the distance. What the red orbs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like they're coming from whatever the
same
that
time.
is. I don't know, dude. New York City, the Bronx. Got orbs and a drone. Holy shit! I never thought I'd see it, but I'm seeing it right here, right off my balcony. Bronx, New York. New York City is the train for reference. But we got orbs in the distance. I don't know. Orbs in a drone. Drone's still chilling. Wow. Holy shit.
After that cacophony of F-bombs, I bet you thought it was over. But no, my friends, orbs are the gift that keep on giving. Just check out Odd Vision's upload of light orbs in formation over Arizona.
This. Oh my God! Mama, look at that! Look at it! Look at it! Look at the sky! Jesus Christ! What is this? What the? Jesus! Oh my God! What is it? No, it's not drone. It's those things. Oh my goodness! Look at it! Mamma mia! There are many of them. See, there are many of them. Oh my Jesus Christ! What is that? Hey, there's another one coming from the ground.
Yeah, it could be. It's almost a joy.
What is this?
Too.
It's so strange that we're seeing them in these giant clusters more and more often. But considering that Christmas trees are triangular in shape, let's check out this delta formation. Posted by Heal For You, this is from Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Look at that. See, and quiet.
Right.
It's quiet. I mean, you can't hear it.
That's just it with the other ones that were supposedly drones as well. There were so many of them So you would hear that
Exactly.
noise, I
You
don't
would.
care, like, if it was just one or not. I mean, we had one small one that the asshole neighbors would fly around in. It was
I know.
loud as hell. And
Really
it
loud.
was a small one, so it's like, I don't care. These things were huge. Some of them were the size of an SUV, they said.
Yes.
And they had ring cam footage where they were just smoothly, they came down and they went back up, and it was so smooth. It was like, that is not a drone. Drones don't fly like that. It was like something like literally from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. There were the little ships
Yes,
that
I
came
do.
down and like followed people around. The cops were chasing him and stuff.
Yep.
And the people were standing on the side of the road waiting because they were coming through every night at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like, so like the drones, they would be loud. You would know.
Oh, for sure you would. Yes.
So I don't believe that they were ever drones at all. Maybe some of them were government drones trying to go up there and see what was going on, but for the most part.
Yeah, maybe towards the middle and stuff. I mean, there were some that could possibly be that.
It was also interesting that we didn't hear about it for like almost a month.
No, we didn't.
Like, it was like when we started hearing about it, it had already been going on for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. I neither.
Now that we've got our tree, we need a star, a bright one. So let's jump back to Seattle, Washington in 2021 in a clip that showcases that these things have been happening for much longer than people think.
What the hell is that?
Same look.
Just like that. That's like.
Yes.
There's an airplane on top, but like, what are these lights?
It's like on Top Gun, where they would buzz the tower.
Right.
The aliens are like, buzz the people.
Pretty much. Yeah, like I said, my grandparents, they bought a place out there, 120 acres out by Groom Lake, which is where Area 51 is. And we would see these like, orange balls on the horizon, always.
I can imagine.
In the same spot. And they would never arrive, nor would they leave. They were just there. And they would be there for a few hours, and then they were just gone. They just gone. They just fade away.
They never got bigger. They never got
it was
smaller. Just kind of.
They were a lot like that, but more spread out. They spread out like more across the.
That's
horizon.
Interesting.
Because they were closer, I think.
Yeah.
But it scared the hell out of me, and.
Oh, I bet.
It was like my grandfather would call and he'd be like talking almost in hushed tones, and he would be like, Jess, they're back again. He's like, they're here. It's like,
that's crazy.
Like, and I was like, why are you telling me? I was so terrified of that back then. But he was like in awe of it.
Yes.
He almost transfixed, like it was a holy experience to him. And then.
Well, that's just it. The people that are supposed to see it, that is what they'll see.
Yeah. It's like, and he'd have to call and tell me, and it was like sometimes they would even cast an orange glow all the way outside where we were, and it was almost like how we have the fires, and when it's like through the smoke and you get that weird glow. It was like that when like the moon was full, and he would cast this really weird eerie orange glow all across the desert. It was just
that's the craziest
weirdest thing. But yeah, it looked just like these ones that they're showing, these big orange balls in the sky. I mean. And now it's happening everywhere.
Especially like, okay, we heard Philadelphia. We heard
New Jersey is where the main ones are starting with the drones. It's been Virginia, there's been Vermont, there's been New York, there's been
San Francisco, right?
Oh yeah, California, here at Fresno even.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've seen them on our cameras.
Oh yeah,
here,
for sure.
Like just in the past week or so, just I've seeing stuff in the sky, and I watch those cameras all the time, and I've seen stuff in the sky that I've never seen, and I have seen weird things. I've seen things that are not explainable, but these look like the drones. They have the blinking lights. They almost look like helicopters, but helicopters don't fly at night unless there's a fire out here. So I'm even seeing weird things, and they're all like Bakersfield, or by like if we go farther out, there's like the
in the cities,
Vandenberg or whatever.
Yeah, in the bigger cities.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there was one that was submitted from Fresno, which is not
That's
too
crazy.
far from here.
No, it's not.
Oh God, Temecula was one of them, which I guess is done by San Diego,
down
right?
south. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see, we've had him now in Arizona, Colorado, Oregon. Oregon was the red one.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. They're all over. That's it. Yeah. No, they're in
Airplane on the left.
set.
What are these things?
Something strange is happening. And if you notice, a lot of the insiders and some of the whistleblowers are starting to put out cryptic messages without any explanation. Again, all of this during holidays when people probably wouldn't be paying as much attention because we're all opening gifts and spending time with family. I don't know what to make of it. But with all these orbs, I can say that if you were feeling a little shorted by Santa, don't feel too bad. He was busy bringing us all these UFOs. Y'all are incredible. Again, I hope you have an amazing, amazing holiday. Festive Yuletides. Enjoy your Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Enjoy it with your loved ones. And I hope you guys have some really good food. And I hope that whatever you do celebrate, there's gift giving, so you get some special treats. I'm going to actually, speaking of gifts, I'm going to go jump on the PS5 Pro. Y'all are incredible. Check out that compilation right there and those paranormal videos right there.
All right. Yes. Now, like we talked about, those 3 star-looking Orion belt were pretty much in every single one.
Yeah, there might be other things, like other ones and everything, but that like always stands out to me because the pyramids were built by that. The village of Chaco Canyon is built like that.
Yes.
They're all built. The ones, the pyramids in Mexico were built according to that. So that always stands out to me.
I mean, it was all built for a purpose for that.
It's like they're telling you to look to Orion. So if you get a chance, go outside, look to Orion and see what you can see because something's going on. And another interesting thing is we have the Christmas star again, which is supposedly Venus. And I mean, It is bright. It's incredibly bright. We talked about it not that long ago on one of your live streams. We're like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, we did.
It's almost as bright as the moon on our cameras.
It is. And it's kind of crazy that it's showing up like it's showing up.
And that's in the same quadrant of the sky that Orion is.
Yes.
So it's like there's something. So that would be to the southwest if you're in North America.
Yes.
So if you look to the southwest skies and see what you guys can see because something's going on out there. They're trying to tell us something.
Yes, and if anybody out there has any more footage that they've captured or that we haven't shown here during the time that we're on, send it to me. My email is within the scrolling at the bottom. Just send that to me and we'll go over it. I mean, if we get enough, we'll do next Friday the same subject.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot more to go over,
especially at this time of the year with everything that's going down. I had made a prediction that by Christmas something was going to change.
Yes, you did. You kept saying that.
And the CIA did come out and say that they admitted that there was like giants that helped build pyramids on Mars and all of this stuff based on a 1984 experiment that, where you dissociate from your body and you go and, but it wasn't really quite the concrete evidence that most people need to be confident and
exactly.
Like I believe it because that's how it's done. I understand how that works. That's just what we do.
Yes.
When you communicate and you learn these things, that's usually how it's done, is through astral projection and all of that. But people the lay people, the normal people, they need something that's much more concrete and in your face than that.
Well, it's funny too, because I just read the passage this morning in the Bible about faith, and about how it's Abraham, and how he just had the faith. He trusted, he believed,
Without
and
any reason
that's what made his faith pure, and that's what made God grant him what he wanted.
Right.
It's the fact that he just believed. There were no,
I need the proof.
I need the proof.
No, exactly.
Anything else like you see in our world right now.
Right.
That's the biggest thing.
Like I said, for me, I can totally believe that experiment because I've experienced it myself. I know that's exactly how it works, and I just know. I know. I know. You just and that's faith.
Exactly.
But there is absolutely no faith at all in the world anymore. It's like
the
women don't have faith in men, and the men don't have faith in women, and men don't have faith in God, and so therefore everything there's like you need proof, you need proof, you need proof. And it's like some things are just not provable.
Well, okay, if we had any resemblance of proof here, we would not have the woke agenda.
Right. You mean a faith?
A faith, yes.
Right. Yeah, there's no faith. Yeah. They think that they have to control everything.
Yes.
And it's like you sometimes just have to have faith that everything is as it is for a reason.
Exactly.
And that's sadly lacking, and that's something that our ancestors had on us in spades. I guess because they didn't really have a choice.
Exactly. And they knew they had to believe.
And it's kind of the position that I've been put in over the past 8 years. I don't really have a choice, and so therefore my faith has like grown in huge abundance, and I just have to write it out, no matter how uncomfortable it is.
Yeah.
It's like I have to understand that everything does happen for a reason, and it's kind of crazy when everything starts coming together, and it was like, oh, I knew this was going to happen, but
I knew that.
How could you tell people that, though?
Exactly. It's hard because you just have to know. And that's the type of faith that was trusted within the Christianity originally.
That's why they call it Abrahamic religion.
Yes.
By the way, because it started with some fellow named Abraham.
Exactly.
Or Abram, I think, but then they changed it to Abraham for some reason. But and it was like his wife, Sarai, which turned to Sarah. She was barren all of her life and thought that she would never conceive, and she was well into her 60s, and she laughed.
Yeah.
She laughed at God, saying, yeah, sure, I'm too old, I'm never gonna have. And he's like, well, have faith. And then she ended up bearing children. They went on to influence Christianity in a big way.
And Abraham never wavered in his faith.
Nope, he was willing to kill his own son for it.
Yes. Which he ended up not being able to do, so I'd really hate to have that trip back home.
I know, right? It's like, really?
Well, I was told, I have to trust my faith, and I was told, I don't know.
But it must have shown the son a lot, too, because the son would have had to have been there to witness this angel come and tell him, oh, I know you don't want to do that,
Exactly.
Just kidding, But, yeah, nobody has faith, not even the smallest amount anymore.
No, they don't.
And it's like the women that are complaining about not getting anything for Christmas, not having their stocking stuffed and all this shit. It's like, obviously they don't have any faith. They don't care about the little things. It's like they want something for the service that they do.
Exactly.
It's like you can't want things for the service that you do. You can't.
No, you just have to do it,
whether you get rewarded or not.
Exactly.
Like in our religion, there's no promise of going to heaven. There's no promise of something better after this. You just do what you have to do. You kind of feel it. You kind of know. You kind of have an inkling that you may be rewarded.
Yes.
But there's nothing written that says that we will.
Exactly.
You just do what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
So, yeah. And we are rewarded. We're rewarded in this life, and I'm sure we'll be rewarded in the next one.
Oh, for sure we will. Yes, and that's like, again, trusting in faith.
Exactly. Do what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
But yeah.
So, was there any more?
I don't know. You can look.
Hold on.
It's sick. I'm trying to, I'm the prophetess of this family. I'm trying to teach you to look at things from a monthly, more heavenly perspective. It's like what I wrote about walking with Enoch and what I was told. In that vision, it's like you have to witness things from an elevated perspective.
Yes, you do.
Not from down here on Earth, but as the gods would see it. And a lot of people don't have the ability to do that.
No,
they're stuck
they
in
don't.
materialistic here and now. What will I get for this? I deserve this, and what does deserve have to do with it?
Deserve has nothing to do with it. It's all about, because the higher up you are, the more that you're gonna have happen to you.
Yeah, it's like if deserve was a measure of anything, we would be living in a mansion on 1 million acres by now. But that's not how it works.
Okay, we have 5 days ago was this UFO orbs appear in New Jersey.
Okay.
It's 8 minutes long. So
and then I
let's go over this.
Y'all, UFO sightings are on the uptick. We've seen them all month long, but it seems that now, towards the end of the year, there's just more and more and more sightings. With this crazy sighting of UFO UAP orbs appearing out of thin air on camera in New Jersey. It's been a hell of a month. Let's start with this video from Old Soul Jack in Sacramento, California, showcasing a UFO fleet, or God knows what was going on. Check it out.
It's a lot.
What the fuck?
A lot of cussing.
Even in the Bible, it says, look to the heavens, look for the signs from my return.
Yes.
And more people are looking up now than I think they ever have.
Well, and
especially in the city. Why are you so squirmy?
Sorry. In the biblical textures too, scriptures, there's been a lot about battles up in the sky.
Yeah, even in the Bhagavad Gita, which was a Hindu text, you know, they have evidence of obviously something huge happening back then, because they've done testing on the soil in those areas and they found extreme amounts of radiation and stuff.
Yes, they have.
So it's this has definitely happened before.
It has, for sure.
There was a medieval wood cutting that shows these orbs. Let's see if I can bring it up here. And what I would say kind of looks like our we were talking about it earlier, the stealth bombers.
Yes.
Kind of looks like that. And it's a medieval wood cutting from the 1500s or the 1400s or something.
Interesting.
Same sort of thing. Where's the Google? Go ahead and play it while I'm trying to find it.
Those were a lot of little orbs. Very, very strange sighting. And people are pointing out that this is not a regular sighting, not like a Starlink, as those trains are usually in order or have some form of organization, where these orbs just happen to be everywhere. And what's weirder is that they look very similar to this upload by Mr. Joe 10. However, this sighting happened in Knoxville. Check this out.
Yeah.
All those
I think so. Whoa.
Okay, so the wood cutting that I was talking about is called the 1561 Celestial Phenomenon over Nuremberg. So I'll type it in the chat here or into the description when we're done so that you guys can go look it up, because look at the other orbs.
Yeah, I remember, and I remember seeing that
what
too.
What color are they? Just like the drones they were seeing. Some of them are in X shape, some of them are orbs.
Exactly, they're all different types, and I would say was 2 different aliens,
at least,
going at it.
And down here you can even see that one is crushed.
Yes.
There's a little township down below, and there's smoke plumes coming out of it and everything. So it's a lot like what's happened very recently.
Exactly.
When they said one of the ones over New Jersey had crashed, and yet nothing is said of it ever again.
Yes.
But yeah, go check that out. It is 1561 Celestial Phenomenon over Nuremberg by Hans Glasser. This is described a mass sighting of celestial phenomena or unidentified flying objects above Nuremberg, then a free imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire. Ufologists have speculated these phenomena may have been extraterrestrial spacecraft. Skeptics assert that the phenomenon was likely to have been another atmospheric phenomenon such as sundog. That doesn't look like it at all.
No.
What the hell is even that thing?
Exactly.
Exactly. although the print doesn't fit the usual classic description of the phenomena. And they knew a lot about that then. I mean, it's compared to what people might think that they were like primitive people. They knew a lot by then about celestial phenomena, you know. So I mean, they would have encountered that many times. So why this time would they have wrote that down? But yeah, you've got orbs, you've got crosses, you've got little X-shaped things. They look just like the drones.
They do. That is amazing.
Let's see. We got Wolfie's howling.
Yes, we do. Awesome sound.
And see, the guy's own testimony said that they fought vehemently until exhausted. Yeah, so go check that out because, I mean, it looks exactly like what's happening here now.
It really does. I mean, and the story that was described in the Bible, too.
Yeah.
They talk about it.
Which one?
I don't remember which one it was, but it was about this whole war. About, it was, God, I'm terrible at this. The one guy that prophesied, he was a commander.
Constantine?
Yeah.
With his cross?
Yes.
In the sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a biblical story, but that was another historical account.
Yeah, okay.
And he said that he would convert to Christianity if he took that as a sign that he'd convert to Christianity if he won the war, and then they won the war, so he became a Christian. But he kind of backpedaled on that and later persecuted Christians, so I'm not sure about that. But yeah, he did, in fact, look up and see a cross in the sky that was on fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, another really weird accounting. And then, like I said, the Vimanas with the Bhagavad Gita in India, they described a whole war just like it as well. I mean, like multiple times throughout history, this has been brought up. So yeah, go check those out. It's really interesting.
Yes, please do.
I'll put some links down in the description when we're done, because there's some really interesting things. And it's like they say, those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it. So, like,
yes, it's very true.
If you know, the more you know about history, the more you can prepare for what's coming.
Yes.
And not be so freaked out by it.
Exactly.
And also, there's a painting and a testimony from the Bible. Okay, like at Christ's crucifixion, the earth cracked and rumbled, and the temple fell, and everything, and all this stuff happened. And they said up in the sky was like two crafts that passed overhead at that moment.
Yeah.
And so it's been depicted in a couple of paintings since then. You know, it's like that guy going along and he's looking over his shoulder, and the other guy's like following him, and so it's like, so it definitely has been. It has been in the Bible too. Yeah. So that's how I don't think that it would be such a big deal when they come. Because Christianity has backed it up as well.
Yeah. Right.
Again, that was a parking lot of a Target in Knoxville, Tennessee. And it looked so similar to what we just saw in Sacramento, California. There seems to be a lot more very similar sightings happening all over the world.
Okay.
Just check out this upload by Consistent Prune 6979 from Tarrytown, New York, of another cluster of strange orbs, this time in different color, seemingly coordinating in the sky. Check it out.
I know. See, again.
It looks just like it. That's how it would have been depicted, you know.
I mean, that's crazy.
Look at him go. Twinkling.
Yeah.
So pretty. Look at that.
It's amazing.
Now, that was really weird. What's even stranger is that there were reports that there were no drones in the air because this happened after a new compliance issue where after, I believe, 5 p.m., you have to have all your drones down. Like, it's all a mess. And whatever the hell's flying around isn't listening to these new compliances and new laws. Now, before we jump into the crazy orb UAPs that are showing up everywhere, I want to take you to this chill sighting from Central Oregon that showcases this strange UAP or drone just hovering in the sky. What I like about it is that it's only flashing red and green, and it feels like it's in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, that one we were looking at,
Can
and
you
I
really?
can't tell.
Is that the car next to us?
I mean, it could be like something coming off of the building there.
Oh, I think it is. That's
Happy holidays, right? Who knows? It could be one of Santa's drones. Next is where things are getting really wild. There are these orbs that are appearing out of nowhere in multiple states and several countries. Our first sighting actually comes from Phoenix, with some people calling this the Phoenix Lights 2. It showcases these strange lights literally appearing out of nowhere, to the point where some people thought this may have been faked or spoofed, which led the original uploader to then take screenshots and pictures and record their own metadata on their phone that compares to the images and videos that they took to show that this was not tampered with. And I'll tell you right now, this sighting is wild. Check it out.
Look at it.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's very clear.
The shapes. Look at that.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Now, I do hate that it's to a point where it almost feels like we can't trust a lot of these sightings. So we have to like dig through and get this metadata. But I love that people are willing to say, hey, look, let me dish out, let me provide this metadata.
You know, the way he says that, you have to look at everything with a grain of like salt too. You have to be like, okay, can it be easily explained? Because some of the things you'll be like, oh no, that's real, but there's very simple explanations for what it was.
Yeah, sometimes you'll have something that's like a reflection.
Yes.
Like out in the desert out here, we have these solar fields.
Yes.
And they emit such a bright light, you know.
Oh my God, they do.
A day.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even look at it. So
yeah.
It's like it'll fry the birds.
I know.
They're flying by and everything. So it's like those could definitely be a part to play in some of these, but this is something different.
Oh yeah.
Also in the Bible, the Old Testament, they spoke of Ezekiel's wheel, and some of these look like that. They look
very
like,
possible. Yes.
Like a gyroscope, you know, a wheel within a wheel.
Yes.
And a lot of people were making tree toppers that had like the feathers with all those eyes on them because it's just kind of like that season right now.
Yes.
But yeah, that there's some of them that look like Ezekiel's wheel, and some of them do in fact look like these Vimanas.
That's
oh
yes,
do you
yes.
remember seeing the one that he showed on one of his others? It was like tiered.
Yes,
like,
I do.
Like almost like
and it looks identical to that.
Like this thing upside down.
Yes.
You know, like a wedding cake upside down, and there's like a red light and a blue light, and then you know, and it's it's like history. You know, I mean, people have seen these before, and it's really interesting.
I love those are the most fascinating ones to me.
Exactly. And I'm trying to find the one you were talking about. But yeah, I mean, these things have been talked about by cultures for hundreds of thousands of years.
Oh, they have, for sure.
Honestly, I can't find that one.
You can't?
The battle, no. Let's see, I'm going to look it up more.
Okay, I'll continue.
That's so pretty, though.
Metadata, because I'm not lying, and something weird is happening in our skies. And something weird is happening because Phoenix is not the only place we've seen these orbs appear. There was another set of orbs literally appearing and disappearing in the exact same formation in New Jersey. This is from Live Chris's Intel on Twitter, and guys, we get to see
it's
these
fascinating
orbs
that
pop
it
up
started in New Jersey
in real time. Sound off in the comments with your thoughts on this.
Like, all I think about when I see these, though, and it gives me like a creepy chill, is the movie Signs.
I know.
Because you remember they're all these things were popping up over the cities, and they were just kind of sitting there, and they're like, well, they don't go away during the day, but they're there, you know, it's because they saw the bird fly into it and fall.
Yes.
So they're like cloaked during the day, and then they were like still there at night.
I know, and that's all that I can think about with this going on.
You know, but I think that if they were going to wage war on us, they would have done so already.
They should have, yeah.
You know,
like, unless they're waiting for more ships to get there.
It's a possibility, but I mean, even with the technology that they're displaying here, I think that
yeah,
it's so embarrassing for the government not to be able to explain these things.
It's true.
If they don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even if it is another country or something, it's like that seems like a really, I mean, that's like embarrassing.
Oh,
you know?
It really is. Yes.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find that one for you. But yeah, this reminds me of.
It does.
Density and specific gravity of the various gases.
I think it's very strange that we're having this very similar sighting to the one that happened in Phoenix, literally days apart. But what's even stranger to me is that a lot of this started in New Jersey, or at least that was the hub when we all started seeing these drones. And now these orbs are appearing there, and we still have no answers as to what the hell is going on.
That one's really interesting.
Like, when it used to be just like one like that, they used to try and say it was like Venus, that it was a reflection of Venus or some kind.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what about the rest now?
Exactly.
There's like dozens.
There's dozens
and
of them.
And they move around some of them, you know?
Yes.
So it's like, okay, now that doesn't work anymore. Now what are you going to try and tell us? Is this the one? It's another thing. The ancient people used to call them chariots of fire.
Yes, they did.
And even in the Bible, you see here, this is a Indian Hindu version of a chariot on fire. But even in the Bible, they talk about like Enoch, Ezekiel, and Jacob. I think all took off on a chariot of fire.
They did, yeah,
so
for sure.
Like, you know, a rocket ship or an orb or something like this, you know.
Yes, and then the whole disappearing for 40 days, 40 nights situations.
Well, Enoch disappeared for 300 years.
Yes, he did.
And for some reason, when he came back with his stories, because he wrote everything down for God, he came back and like people knew he was coming.
See, that's weird.
You know,
that is weird.
He steps off and he's talking to his great descendants and everything. It's great grandsons and everything, and they're like, "Oh yeah, hey, so how'd it go?" You know, like nothing had ever, like it just picked up where he left off.
See, that's weird.
Yeah, and then I think that he was taken again. They said that he never died. He was taken by God. And that's why I always
He's
say.
lucky.
I always say that too. I'm like, I'm not gonna die. I'm just gonna be taken. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, that's another thing. They used to call them chariots of fire. Not to be confused with the Ben-Hur movie.
Yeah, no.
But, yeah, interesting things, man.
Very.
The bell, the Nazi bell.
Oh, I know. This is almost over. So we can... Yes.
To the cities back there.
Exactly. The Vimanas and then the chariots.
Yeah. See, there's another one.
Yes.
Now I'll be on a mini break for the holiday, but during the holiday week, we'll still have compilations coming up on the video of older videos you may have missed. But if there are any new updates or any new developments on these New Jersey UFO, UAP, drone, whatever the hell they may be, you can rest assured that I will be here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Check out that compilation and those paranormal videos right there.
See, I mean, it's all so fascinating. It really is.
I'm gonna put a bunch of these things down into the description because, like, the Wheel of Ezekiel, the Chariots of Fire, the Vamanas, that wood cutting, all of these little things.
Maybe we can add that to next Fridays, and we can go over in depth more.
Yeah, 'cause it's like the wheel within a wheel. What you trying to do?
Get to the special thanks right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here's our special thanks for everybody that helps us out. If you want to do it, check us out at Patreon. It'll be in the description. So, thank you, everybody. Let us know what you think. Like I said, send us an email about your story. Maybe we'll feature it next week. If we get some good ones, that would be awesome. Really go over and get a more in-depth look. So, thank you, Dr. Lawton, always for helping with this.
Everybody have a good night.
Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, thank you.
Look up and see.
Don't ever stop looking up.
There's got to be interesting things to be found. I mean, if you're looking for it, you're gonna find it.
Yeah, you are.
Alrighty. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Have a great weekend, and we will see you late Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning for our very, very special Rockin' New Year's with the wokeness of what was 2024.
Yes, we've already got a few lined up because everybody's doing their recaps and everything.
So we're gonna do that, and then we'll bring 2025 into a head, and just see what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Namaste.